Hello and welcome to the training video where we're going to be looking at MCP integration. So what is MCP? Well, it stands for Model Context Protocol, and it's a standard way to bring in AI tools and external systems to securely communicate with your digital signage system. So in English, what does that mean? Well, it means that we can use AI tools to be able to automatically feed content into our digital signage platform. And for this video, we're going to be using the example of the Claude AI tool. So before we do anything within your digital signage platform, we need to set up our AI. So in this case, Claude. So I'm going to navigate across to Claude. And I have created a very basic coffee menu with prices, and you can do whatever you would like to do. Any information you want to bring through to your digital signage system, you can create within Claude. Once you have created it, you need to ensure that you have a pro plan or an enterprise plan for the connection to work. It will not work with the free trial plan that's available. So I've got the pro plan, so I'm going to click onto my initial, and the first thing we're going to do is connect Claude to our digital signage platform. So I'm going to click onto settings. Now we're within the settings, we're going to go to connectors, and we're going to add a new custom connector. So we're going to click on the add custom connector. We're going to give it a name. And then we need to add in the server URL. So I'm going to paste it in here so we can see the address here. And this is also available from the support page, and it's under the section introducing MCP. So now that I've got the address in, I can click add, and as we can see, it's added NoviSign in for me, and we know it's paired because one, it's appeared there, and if I click on the three dotted lines, we can see I can either disconnect or remove it. So now that we have paired Claude to NoviSign, we are ready to get the system to send across to NoviSign. So I'm going to go back to my coffee menu, and what we're going to need to do is put in an API key. So if we go back to NoviSign, and we're going to go across to our name, and if we go down to settings, we've got a new section called API key. So I'm going to click onto API keys, and I can now copy that API key. So now I've got that special key. If I go back to Claude, I can say send to NoviSign as a product. So it's important that we categorize what it would be, whether it would be a product or whether it's going to be an event or whatever it might be. We have to categorize it. So I can just put my key in, but I find it actually is a little bit easier if you tell it you want to send it to it. It will then come back and ask you for your API key. There we go. So I'm going to paste the API key in. Now I'm going to click send, and it's going to get everything ready and send it across to NoviSign. While that's working, we can actually get the other side set up, which is the side to receive it on NoviSign. So if we navigate back to NoviSign, and what we're going to do is we're going to move away from the API keys, but we're going to go across to account settings, and we've got our account key. So we're going to copy that key because we're going to need that in just a moment. Now, if we go back to return to Studio, and we're going to make a brand new creative. So we're going to click on add a creative, and I now have a choice. I can use one of the many templates and then personalize it, or I can start with a blank page. And for this video, we're going to use a blank page. So I'm going to click on the plus symbol. Now we're within our canvas. On the left-hand side are my widgets, and this is how we bring in our content. In the middle is our canvas, which will be eventually published to our screens. And on the right-hand side are our options. And at the moment, we're on the basic canvas option. So I'm going to rename this one and I'm just going to call it Claude Coffee. Now that we've got Claude Coffee, what we need to do is actually create an API within a NoviSign. And to do this, we need to create a special address. So I'm going to add a text. And then what we're going to do is we need to adapt this address. So this is the setup and it has to stay in this method. But the ones we need to change, we have to put in your studio domain. So this will be the URL that you get to your digital signage platform. And we also need to change the account key, and that is why I copied it. So we need to replace that key. And then the data type will be where you're going to put your product or event, whatever you categorized it as. So once you have amended that profile, we can then go over to the canvas type, and we're going to come down and we're going to click on load preview parameters. And if I come down to the bottom here, we've got API integration. So I'm going to click to change. And as we can see, it's empty at the moment. So we're going to click add. We have to give it a name. So I'm just going to call this one coffee. We're going to now paste our amended URL in here. So I've amended mine. As you can see, I've got products on the end. Under refresh, we have to set that to 30. And then under product key, we need to either put product, events, whatever it might be. And then I can click test. We can see it's working. So I'm now going to click save. I'm going to click OK, and that is all set up, ready for me to use. So we're going to remove that. And what we're going to do now is we're going to put in the $, and then we're going to then compose our JSON. So if we click within the dynamic value, we're then going to choose the custom API. We're going to choose products, and I'm going to click on 0, and I'm going to choose title, click apply. And then when I click outside, it's now given me the type of coffee. So I can maneuver that wherever I might want it to be. And I can now bring in the next lot of data. Now, if this was an event, you would have, within Claude, when you published it, you would have told it when you wanted it to be. And you can build up all of that information. So we can make it as automated as we need to. So if I do exactly the same again, insert dynamic, custom products, 0, and I'm going to put price, click apply, click outside, and I've now got my price. So now whenever I edit within Claude, it will then update directly on my screen. And you can use this for as advanced features as you wanted to, or as basic as I've done with a menu. I hope you've enjoyed this introduction to using the MCP. Thanks a lot.